Is Vince McMahon really coming back? Should Sasha Banks join Bullet Club? Just who is going to buy Honor Club? These questions and more answered on this week's Ask WrestleJuice. Hey friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to the channel. It's time for another Ask WrestleJuice. You guys left a bunch of great questions. Let's get into them. First up, oh man, this just dropped today from Braden Loader. Asks for thoughts on the rumors of Vince McMahon wanting to make a comeback to WWE. So for those who were not aware, the Wall Street Journal just this morning published a story where there's new allegations, new lawsuits being filed against Vince McMahon. And part of the story indicated that he had told people close to him that he was interested on making a return, a comeback, if you will, to the WWE, and that he feels that he was given bad advice by stepping down, and all this stuff would simply blow over. So there's a couple things at play right now, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out if he does make some sort of attempt to come back to WWE. And all the research I've done on what happens when somebody who owns a majority of the stock in a company, a majority shareholder who's been ousted from the company, what they can actually do because they literally own the majority of the company. And it seems to me like Vince McMahon would have to come in, fire the entire board of directors, fire the current CEOs, which include Stephanie and Nick Khan, and of course Triple H, who is not a CEO, but he's the chief content guy of everything, basically sort of on par with Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon, or a little bit lower down the totem pole. He'd have to get rid of everybody. It'd basically be like him, Johnny Ace, Bruce Pritchard, I guess. I don't know. But he'd basically have to he'd have to burn it all down for this to actually happen. And the problem with that is, if you want to see how quickly you can tank your stock, if you want to see how quickly you can devalue your company, that's what you do, because WWE is a publicly traded company, and it's one that exists heavily in the public eye. It's not like this is a company nobody's heard of or doesn't pay attention to. They have very public-facing TV deals with Fox and NBC Universal. And I'm sure they probably wouldn't appreciate if Vince McMahon showed up and he burned it all down. I'm sure the sponsors probably wouldn't appreciate if Vince McMahon came in and basically made WWE, from a corporate standpoint, a completely and totally toxic entity. They simply wouldn't want to do business with him anymore. And unless he's willing to run at the same venue that ACW runs out of, you know what I mean? Like, basically, he needs those huge business partners in order to keep his business running. And there's no guarantee they would stick around for Vince McMahon if he were to come back, because by all accounts, everybody's very happy that Vince McMahon is gone. Apparently, in the beginning, there was some apprehension because he has been seen and was presented so hardcore by WWE as the man behind their success. But once he was gone and ratings went up, and I granted ratings have sort of settled back down to where they were beforehand, largely seemingly because of Monday Night Football, but that's about to be wrapping up soon. So, yeah, I don't know. It kind of seems like they're on the verge of a new TV deal. I don't know that this is going to happen. I don't know this is possible, but Vince McMahon is very savvy. He is technically the majority shareholder of this company, but these new lawsuits probably won't do him any favors. I would think that Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon have a pretty tight grip on the company as it is. So, yeah, I don't know. Not terribly shocking, though, to think that he made a mistake stepping down, but I don't think he did. I don't think many people really are too sad that Vince McMahon is gone, but clearly that had to have been an interesting Thanksgiving, right? Like, they show up and Vince is like, God damn it, bringing all these people back. What are you doing? Yeah, could you pass the gravy? Let's move on to this one. Leon Cooper says, hey, Steve, do you want to see Sasha Banks join the Bullet Club after Wrestle Kingdom? And do you feel like AEW should have more than one diamond ring? Well, we're not going to do but diamond ring questions. We'll talk about Sasha Banks. because apparently now she is going to be on a per appearance deal, Bushi Road, which includes New Japan Professional Wrestling and Stardom. She is going to be the highest paid performer. She's going to be outpaying. No, that's not right. She's going to be getting more money than Chris Jericho himself, which apparently on a per appearance deal was the highest paid person there in the Bushi Road family of wrestling companies. Now it's going to be Sasha Banks, and I think that's fantastic. Should she join Bullet Club? Hell yeah. She should take over Bullet Club. She should lead Bullet Club. I think that'd be great. Bullet Club doesn't have any sort of women-specific sub-factions within Bullet Club, and I think they should do that. If they're all part of the same Bushi Road family, then Stardom should have their own version of Bullet Club. That'd be cool. I don't watch Stardom, but maybe I would start if they had their own Bullet Club. No, I'm gonna do my damnedest to watch some Stardom here in the near future. Let's see here. John Davey says, "Hey Steve, where the fuck is Miro?" I don't know. Apparently they don't have anything for him. That's what Dave Meltzer said, and I believe Dave Meltzer. Let's see here. Let's top comments here. Jason Lewis, if you're booking the next set of Ring of Honor champions, would you stick with veteran talent to drive subs or younger talent to build for the future? I'd stick with the veteran talent. Well, I mean, the honest answer is you mix it up. You mix it up a little bit, right? You sort of, the kids who are like the Wheeler Yutas and the Daniel Garcias, they'd still have a prominent role. But yeah, you keep the Claudios and the Samoa Joes near the top, and you're doing pretty well for yourself. Johnny Burney says, what do you think of the idea of Roman defending the WWE World title with Cody on night 1 and defends the Universal title on night 2? Could be a situation where Cody just wants the belt his father never won, while The Rock can still challenge for a title if that's a plan. The thing that I like about that, Johnny, is that Cody could win night 1 and Roman still walks into night 2 as a champion, and then he still leaves as champion. I kind of like that. I think that's kind of fine. I think if Cody wins the Rumble, maybe he can just decide, hey, I came back here for one reason. The legacy of that WWE title. That's what I want. So I'm going to take that off Roman. Roman loses to Cody maybe because of the Jey Uso thing. Jey Uso's like, I'm not helping you, Uso. And then he loses, but then he has to go and prove it to himself, so he goes in against The Rock and he wins. I don't know. Maybe that'd be terrible. Maybe that's too convoluted. The other thing I don't like about that is that I like that Bianca Belair has been holding it down on night 1 of WrestleMania the last 2 years, and I kind of feel like either her or if Sasha did come back and they did like a Horsewoman Fatal 4-Way, that could main event night 1. I say give night 1 to the ladies, give night 2 to the men. That's what I say. Isaac B says, so we're closing out on 4 months since Johnny Wrestling made his WWE return. And in my opinion, he hasn't been utilized very well. Do you think Triple H has a plan for Johnny Wrestling, or is he just winging it, placing him somewhere in the card until he finds something meaningful for him to do? I think he's waiting for Tommaso Ciampa to get better. I think that this probably would have taken a turn already if Ciampa hadn't got injured. It has been a long time that Loomis, Miz, and Gargano have all been feuding. They need to wrap it up. It seems like they're going to wrap Cameron Grimes into it. I think he's going to be called up as part of this ladder match thing. He'll probably show up next week. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to see him do something else. I get the feeling that Triple H is probably going to want to do Gargano Ciampa at WrestleMania though. Lord Blake says, why were people thrilled to watch Danielson versus Hangman Page and Omega and Okada go over an hour, but hesitant to watch Josh Alexander versus Mike Bailey when it lasts an hour? Because not as many people know who Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey are. Impact Wrestling barely gets 100,000 views on cable television on Axis. I don't know how many views they got on Twitch, but Bryan Danielson is used to getting millions of people watching him in WWE. Hangman Page used to getting like 1 million people watching him in AEW. Omega Okada, I mean, they got all of Japan watching them, plus a big chunk of North America. Impact Wrestling doesn't really amount to that. I love Impact Wrestling, don't get me wrong, but if the question is, why are people not talking more about Josh Alexander versus Mike Bailey? It's probably because Josh Alexander and Frankie Kazarian just had like a 40-minute match a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So that's probably why. I'm sure it's a great match. I plan on watching that match. I skipped Impact last week. It's probably a really good match. I love Mike Bailey and I love Josh Alexander, but if the question is, why are people not talking about it? There's your reason. Michael Petrosky says, do personal titles like the FTW $1 Million Internet and et cetera titles take away the importance and prestige of the main branded titles of their respective promotions? No, I actually loved the FTW title. I remember when I was watching ECW back in the late 90s and Taz came up with that title. I thought it was really awesome. I thought it was really cool. The $1 million title, same thing. I think it's rad, man. If somebody thinks so much of themselves, or they're like, man, I'm going to make this title, nobody can take it off me, and then they're able to hold to that, I think that's pretty cool. So no, I think it's an interesting story gimmick that you can use, a story convention that you can use in wrestling that, in my opinion, is actually not used enough. Undrifted Pop says, who do you think will benefit most if the WWE titles are split? He talks about Karrion Kross, maybe Kevin Owens. I think clearly Kevin Owens. I think Cody Rhodes, all the upper guys, Seth, Cody, Kevin, Sammy, Gunther, even Austin Theory benefits from that. I think everybody benefits from it. Let's see here. Moving on, White Brownie, with the mess going on at Warner Brothers Discovery and Tony Khan most likely hoping to bundle Ring of Honor with AEW come next TV renewals. What are the odds AEW gets that big money they're hoping to get? Well, they're clearly not going to get WWE money. But given that they seem to be a bargain right now, I forget what they're getting, but it's not very much. They're going to get a lot more money, and they'll be even more profitable at that point. Whether or not they, are able to bundle Ring of Honor, whether the Warner Brothers Discovery is not going to be a mess by the time next TV renewals come along. That's going to be the big thing. Is Warner Brothers Discovery going to be a big old mess by the time the TV deals come around? Because right now, they are a big old mess. I love this question here. Big B the Boss says, if Tony Khan ran WWE and Triple H ran AEW, which promotion will be better and which one will be the worst? Triple H is a better promoter than Tony Khan. He's a better booker than Tony Khan. Triple H would make AEW a better promotion than WWE if things were switched. It's my opinion. Y'all can disagree with it if you want. Let's see here. Wyatt Rath says, what do you think Seth should be doing at Mania? I think Seth versus Roman for the Universal title, or Cody versus Seth for the U.S. title. You can't do Cody Seth again, man. It's like 4 times now. No, you can't do Cody Seth. I don't like that. What does Seth do at WrestleMania? Something really high profile. Seth, I don't know. Maybe Seth versus, this is going to sound silly, but did they do Seth versus like Judgment Day yet? Like Seth versus Finn Balor? I love Judgment Day. I think they're great. I think they're awesome. But I think Austin Theory's probably going to do John Cena at WrestleMania, in which case they might have the U.S. title up for grabs. So Austin Theory can have a big signature win with that U.S. title. Maybe Seth Rollins versus, I don't know, who else is popular on Raw? Yeah, Finn Balor. Have him do that. Let's see here. Got that one. And, all right, here we go. We'll end on this one. Here's a positive one for you. Claus Techno. Do you think people are really going to buy the Honor Club service? Why would someone spend money with a show that Tony Khan books worse than AEW? Well, you guys are too much. Yeah, I think people are going to buy Honor Club. I mean, people bought that heels thing, right? The AEW heels thing. I think look, AEW has a segment of fans that will buy any fucking thing that they do. That's just how it is. AEW has a segment of fans. Now, I don't know how many people that is. I mean, 40,000 people bought Death Before Dishonor, Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor. That was $40, $10 a month. They gotta get it. They gotta get at least 10,000, right? They gotta get at least 10,000. What do you guys think in the comments below? How many people, how many fans do you think are gonna buy Honor Club on a monthly basis? They gotta get 10,000. I say 10,000 people. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Check out this other video over here. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.